Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Sloka Day. Today we'll do a couple of shlokas, which is shloka number 10 and 11, where in shlokas 8 to 12, the Lord is talking about the 20 items of knowledge. Asaktiranabhishvangaha
Asaktiranabhishvangaha
Putradaраgrahadishu
Putradaragृहादिषु
Nityam cha samachittatvam
Nityam cha samachittatvam
Ishtanishtopapatteshu
Ishtanishtopapatteshu
Mai chananya yogena
Mai chananya yogena
Bhaktiravyabhicharini
Adhyatavyabicharini
Viviktadesha sevitvam
Viviktadesha sevitvam
Aratirjana samsadi.
Aratirjana samsadi.
So we'll go directly to the rest of the purport, since we've already done the word-to-word meaning and translation yesterday. So Prabhupada writes, false ego means accepting this body as oneself. When one understands that he is not his body and is spirit soul, he comes to his real ego. Ego is there. False ego is condemned, but not real ego. In the Vedic literature, Brihadaranya Upanishad 1.4.10, it is said, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am spirit. This I am, the sense of self, also exists in the liberated stage of self-realization. This sense of I am is ego, but when the sense of I am is applied to this false body, it is false ego. So Prabhupada is saying ego exists, but when that ego is attributed to the body, that is false ego. When that ego is attributed to the spirit soul, that is the real ego. When the sense of self is applied to reality, that is real ego. There are some philosophers who say we should give up our ego, but we cannot give up our ego because ego means identity. We ought, of course, to give up the false identification with the body. So the real ego is to identify with the spirit soul. The spirit soul has an identity. It's not that we don't have an identity. One should try to understand the distress of accepting birth, death, old age, and disease. There are descriptions in various Vedic literatures of birth. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the world of the unborn, the child's stay in the womb of the mother, its suffering, etc., are all very graphically described. It should be thoroughly understood that birth is distressful. Because we forget how much distress we have suffered within the womb of the mother, we do not make any solution to the repetition of birth and death. Similarly, at the time of death, there are all kinds of sufferings, and they are also mentioned in the authoritative scriptures. These should be discussed. And as far as disease and old age are concerned, everyone gets practical experience. No one wants to be diseased, and no one wants to become old, but there is no avoiding these. Unless we have a pessimistic view of this material life, considering the distresses of birth, death, old age, and disease, there is no impetus for us for our making advancement in spiritual life. Prabhupada is saying, if we get comfortable in this body and we are quite okay with birth, death, old age, and disease, then we will not have any inspiration to seek something higher, to seek something better, to seek that which is permanent. Therefore, this distresses, etc., are actually helping us. It helps us question why we are here. It helps us question why we are suffering. Because when we question it, that's when we undertake the spiritual journey. As for detachment from children, wife, and home, it is not meant that one should have no feeling for these. They are natural objects of affection. But when they are not favorable to spiritual progress, then one should not be attached to them. So Prabhupada is clearly saying That when the Lord talks about detachment from child, wife, and home, He's not asking us to physically leave behind our responsibilities. However, if the family is not conducive for spiritual progress, then one should become mentally detached so that you can focus on your spirituality. The best process for making the home pleasant is Krishna consciousness. If one is in full Krishna consciousness, he can make his home very happy. Because this process of Krishna consciousness is very easy. One need only chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Have some discussion on books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and engage oneself in deity worship. These four things will make one happy. One should train the members of his family in this way. The family members can sit down morning and evening and chant together Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If one can mold his family life in this way to develop Krishna consciousness, following these four regulative principles, then there is no need to change from family life to renounced life. But if it is not congenial, not favorable for spiritual advancement, then family life should be abandoned. One must sacrifice everything to realize or serve Krishna, just as Arjuna did. Arjuna did not want to kill his family members, but when he understood that these family members were impediments to his Krishna realization, he accepted the instruction of Krishna and fought and killed them. In all cases, one should be detached from the happiness and distress of family life because in this world, one can never be fully happy or fully miserable. So we'll complete the rest of the purport tomorrow along with shloka number 12. We've actually not covered today's shloka in the purport. We'll come to that tomorrow.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.